those students who have most clearly exemplified in their school lives the objectives of the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society looks upon education as a total product measured by the four dimensions of life: character, scholarship, leadership, and service. These candidates have met the preliminary requirement. At this time, individuals who have been selected by the inductees will introduce the candidates. We will begin with Mrs. Catherine Ekstrom.
Can you see over me? In this auditorium of my alma mater of oh so many years ago that this auditorium is the new auditorium. But nevertheless, in any auditorium and in any occasion like this, the National Honor Society tenets of character, scholarship, leadership, and service still apply. And oh my, yes, they are present in Cordelia Rogers. Now, if I use the age-old pattern of the first letters of her given name, not Cordelia May Rogers, I won't speak that long. Let me see how they apply. C, concerned, a Lions Club member, president, with a heart for service and a commitment to those less fortunate. Opinionated. Academic questioning, ethical questioning, cultural exploring, religious questioning. Have you ever gotten into it with her? But stellar economics have been the result of this opinionated but questioning soul. Resilient. Against some pretty tough odds at birth, Cordy, with the support of amazing parents, siblings, educators, and mentors, has truly persevered. Determined, and sometimes even brutally frank. For example, a text to me during church has her asking, "Did you know this hymn was written in the 1500s? Are you kidding me?" Energetic. Try to follow this gal's schedule and fill the gas tank. Limber. Have you seen the girls' dance moves? Wow. Insistent and persistent. She does have a way of leaning on you until you give in. Right, Dad? And finally, altruistic. Cordy is genuine, selfless, and kind, with a keen sense for justice. And so this evening, I take delight in the ripening to maturity, the coming of age, and the near total removal of the training wheels, yes, Mom, of the Rogers baby, Cordelia May Rogers.
She told me how to make this taller. I don't know if she's calling me tall or short. I'm gonna go with you're short. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Who am I? Gosh, that's a good question. But I think the better question right now is, who is Eliza DeLynn? And to explain that, I need to tell you about a program that I work for called Infinity Visual and Performing Arts. My name is Jamie Lee Bonfiglio Davis, and when I was about Eliza's age, I started a vocal group with my cousins under the leadership of a man by the name of Ron Graham, and it was a little just small vocal group that turned into this amazing nonprofit organization that I'm able to work for now. And for those of you who don't know it, it's a like Infinity Visual Performing Arts is a nonprofit youth organization where students can take lessons of music, dance, art, and theater, and we also partner with school districts, so you may have seen us in your schools, but I am lucky enough to be the artistic director there, and also I have the immense pleasure of being Eliza's vocal coach. Now, that's not when I met her, like as a vocal coach a couple of years ago. I actually met Eliza when she was about 10. And there's like a dozen Delins running around. How many of them are there? Eight of them. There was a lot of Delins. You couldn't look and not see a Delin, but they were running around Infinity, they were taking private lessons. Eliza was on guitar, and then she decided to join my theater improv group, right? And she was kind of quiet, and then she left me because she wanted to do sports. And I always have to compete with sports, so I was not happy. And then she realized that sports weren't her jam, and then she said, hey, I love musical theater. And Mom messaged me and said, is there room for you? And I said, I'll take Eliza in a heartbeat. And yes, Liza, about 3 years ago, ended up my private voice student. Now, whenever she comes to Infinity, I call it torture, because Eliza gets so nervous. And I'm like, well, I'm here to torture you today, and she asked me to speak today, so I'm going to torture her again in front of all of her peers, because, you know, that's what she asked me to do. This is on you, hon. So, to tell you a little bit about my very first private lesson with Eliza, she came in, and I try to figure out where kids are, assess them, and I try to match pitch with them, and poor Eliza, I hit a note, and Eliza was about 4 notes off and flat, and I thought to myself, dear God, what am I going to do, and what did you do to me? But the thing is that Eliza was determined, and not only was she determined, she would listen, and she got better, and better, and better. And unlike so many other students that come in and just think they can go off and sing, Eliza was willing to put in the work. She also was terrified every time she did it. Now, every lesson, even still, sometimes she'll come in scared, and I meet a lot of scared kids. It's terrifying. Even this today is scary. It's scary to come up here. Good job, you guys. Like, it's scary. You guys have to sit here. I would hate that. But they do it with grace. You know, that's what you do, and that's what we teach them to do. So she comes into my lesson and keeps going, sometimes with tears in her eyes, because she gets so nervous because she did something wrong. And you guys don't see this about Eliza, but there's this scared girl inside of her who just keeps going because she is so brave. And I tell my students all the time, doing something doesn't mean that you're brave without fear. It means that the fear is there. And we've all heard that cliche, oh, you do it. But it's true, and I see Eliza do it week after week, come into a lesson with something that she wasn't strong at and get better and better and better. And now she's able to sing full songs, sing with groups, and she can hold pitch, and she can match pitch, she can do full scales, she can do inverted scales. She is doing her thing now, and I'm so proud of her, and I get to witness this growth. Like, it is incredible. But not only do I get to witness growth, but I get to witness her bravery week after week, because it's not easy. And when something doesn't come easily to Eliza, she starts doing more. She joined dancing. She joined a musical theater dance group to get better at dancing because she loves theater. She joined mock trial here and is acting every time she does that because she loves musical theater. And she likes to argue a little bit, and she likes to be a little bit mean. We talk about her being mean, and she even grows from there. It's like, Eliza, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And she's done so many things with grace and helping us just become better humans. And she cares. She thinks about people. There's always that one person across the room that might be by themselves, and Eliza's the first person to make sure that they're doing okay. Even as an instructor, a kid said, oh, yay, to someone else, and she's like, I think you're pretty great too. She doesn't let anyone be left behind. And you can't make that. That's instilled in her. She is one of the best humans I've met. And Robert and Julie, I'm so honored to have her week after week as part of my life, because I learn and grow from Eliza as much as I hope that you learn and grow from me. So for you guys to be accepting her into Honor Society here, well, I knew that was a thing. I wrote the recommendation letter, or one of them, and I was like, yeah, she's great, because she does stuff. She's a leader, she shows up. She helps with the musicals. She helps with all of my shows. If I need something, Eliza's there. She's on an advisory committee at Infinity to make it better, to make things grow. She's one of the first people there, and if mom and dad are too early, she'll stay late. She really is wonderful. And another thing about Eliza that's truly beautiful is that she walks to the beat of her own drum. She doesn't care what other people think of her. She stands by her morals and keeps going. There are some students having a conversation I wasn't too happy about, and I was in the other room, and I come in to go and rectify, and Eliza's like, hey, can we get back to music? Very gracefully and tactfully, and I thought, I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to come in there and be the bad guy. Eliza just gracefully turned the conversation around, and I was like, thank you. She's not afraid to say the hard things. She just has grown so much and continues to grow, and I know that being part of this group will even help her even more. One more thing I want to say about Eliza is her love for musical theater. She sometimes brings me shows I never heard of. Like The Notebook, I've heard the movie. Did you guys know it's a musical? Yeah, I didn't either, but Eliza did. I was like, oh, The Notebook is a musical. They turn everything to a musical nowadays, don't they? But when she brought me this song that she wanted to try, it was written so beautifully by Ingrid Michaelson, and there's a line of the song that says, I want to live a life where I'm allowed to say that I'm proud of the way I spend my days. I'm going to say that again because I think we all should live this way. I want to live a life where I'm allowed to say I'm proud of the way that I spend my days. Well, Eliza, I hope you're proud of the way that you spend your days. I know being part of National Honor Society here at Frewsburg will be a great way for you to spend some of those days. You embody everything this organization represents, and they're lucky to have you. And it's truly my honor to present you as a future member of Frewsburg's National Honor Society. Congratulations, and I'm immensely proud of you.
Good evening. My name is Erin Fisk, and tonight I am here to introduce my daughter, Gabriella. You'll have to forgive me if I refer to her by a different name. We are a household of nicknames, so I will do my best. Before I begin, I would just like to take a moment to recognize all of the inductees tonight for your amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of yourself. Congratulations. I'm immensely proud of Gabriella for her induction into National Honor Society. But even more than that, I am proud of the young woman that she has become and the character that continues to evolve day by day that I get to witness. Speaking of Gabriella's character, the things that come to mind would be determined, independent, attentive to detail, and a will to persevere despite all odds. Gabby's determination became evident at quite a young age. I think it was 4th grade to be exact. It was towards the end of the year, Mrs. Cruey's class, and there was several math IXLs that time didn't allow to be finished. And I can't remember how many there were, but there was a lot. And the kids were offered a pizza party for anyone who completed these IXLs. And each night, and they had a short amount of time to do it, maybe a week or so. Probably 30 IXLs. Each night this kid would come home and for hours she would sit on her school issue computer and she would work on these IXLs because she was bound and determined that she was getting to that pizza party. At one point I said to her, enough is enough. 3 hours of math, 4 hours of math in a night, it's okay if you don't get to go. No, it was not okay to her. She completed the IXLs and she was one of a handful of students that was invited to the pizza party for doing that. That determination has continued on throughout her academic career here at Frewsburg. She's also very independent, something that was probably born out of necessity more than anything else. Many of you don't know, but Gabriella, for most of her life, since elementary school, her and I have been in school together. First, I finished my bachelor's degree, and then when I went on to complete my doctorate. So there wasn't a whole lot of time in the Fisk household at night for me to be following up. I would ask her through elementary school, did you do your homework? Yes. She knew what was expected, and she knew what was acceptable. But after, I would say, the 3rd grade, I didn't need to ask Gabriella anymore. She made it really easy on me as a mom. She knew what had to be done, and she did it, and she continues to do that to this day. Her attention to detail, any of the teachers out here that may have read one of her essays, I apologize, and I'm sure you're well aware of her attention to detail. She will write these essays, and it may be a 300 one-page minimum. Well, this kid will write 5 pages. I am working with her on the clear and concise. You know, long is not always better, but she thrives on that. Talking with Gabriella at home, I am often amazed by just how wise beyond her years she is. One of the favorite things that she said to me recently, we were discussing colleges and aspirations, and she said to me, you know, Mom, it's not who's the smartest, it's who wants it the most and who's willing to work hard to get it. And it just blew me away when she said that, and it's so true in life. You are all capable. The future is yours. You are capable of anything that you put your mind to, so go out, do your best, work your hardest, be proud of the work that you do, and the world is yours. And she's my daughter, and I love her, and congratulations, I am very proud of you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here to celebrate this remarkable group of students, and thank you for giving me the chance to brag about my son in public. This is something that I've been doing for years, of course, but tonight Landon has given me both permission and a microphone, so I'm making the most of it. Tonight we honor students who exemplify scholarship, leadership, service, and character. And as his mom, I can confidently say that Landon has demonstrated all of these, though not necessarily all at once, and occasionally only after being reminded several times to clean his room, but progress is progress. When Landon was little, his dad and I knew he was special. Not because he read early or asked big, thoughtful questions, though he certainly did. What stands out in my memory is a moment when he was 3 or 4, and we asked him what he wanted to be for Halloween. We offered plenty of options, pirate, pumpkin, football player, but his answer was simply, I just want to be Landon. At that time we laughed, but looking back, I realized he already understood something many adults don't, that being yourself is more than enough. What has always impressed me most about him isn't just his intelligence, it's his perseverance. He sets ambitious goals, and he never assumes talent alone will carry him. He puts in the work. He wanted to be the first student in Frewsburg to score 100 on the Algebra Regents, and he studied hard to achieve that goal. When he was in 7th grade, he wanted to win the 100 backstroke at States, so he practiced relentlessly, refined his technique, and achieved it. To this day, he remains the only swimmer from the Warren YMCA to earn a first-place finish at a state meet. He has qualified for the New York State Public High School State Swim Meet every year since 8th grade, and he currently holds 2 state records and 2 All-American times, placing him among the top 100 swimmers in the nation. But none of these accomplishments define him. What defines him is the quiet determination behind them. The countless hours, the early mornings, the setbacks he never lets deter him. He doesn't chase recognition, he chases growth, and that's what makes tonight feel so meaningful. As I think about the young man he's becoming, I feel overwhelming pride, not just because he's being inducted into National Honor Society, though that is an extraordinary honor, but because he naturally embodies the values the National Honor Society stands for. He's hardworking, compassionate, humble, and still capable of eating an entire pantry's worth of snacks in 24 hours. As he has grown, his character has deepened in ways that mean so much more to me than any grade or record ever could. He is kind, he is humble, he is thoughtful, and he has a sense of humor that is wonderfully highbrow, subtle, clever, the kind of joke that makes you pause before it hits. He'll make one small comment under his breath, and half the room won't catch it, but one person will, and that's enough for him. It's a humor that says a lot about who he is, gentle, brilliant, and content not to be the center of attention. As he moves forward, I know he will continue leading in that same quiet, steady way, not by speaking the loudest, but by thinking deeply, caring genuinely, and living with intention. I know he will keep striving not for perfection, but for purpose. And I know he will continue to choose the kind of character that matters long after titles, medals, and achievements fade. Landon, we are so proud of you. Keep being curious, keep being kind, and keep choosing the kind of character that matters not just on a resume, but in life. Congratulations to you and to all the incredible students being honored tonight. The future looks brighter because of you.
Shorter. Unlike the two speakers before me, I am not Grace's parent. Good evening. I'm truly honored to be inducting Grace Gillespie into the National Honor Society. The four pillars of the National Honor Society are scholarship, leadership, service, and character. And Grace represents each through her hard work and heart. In scholarship and services, she stands out through her hard work and dedication to her studies, involvement in Quiz Bowl, taking part in musicals, and being a part of Envirothon. But where I know Grace best and get to see her character and leadership traits shine is out on the pavement. Grace's perseverance, discipline, and encouragement of others are a reflection of her strong character and integrity. I've had the privilege to watch Grace grow in character and leadership over the past 2 years. She has always been there for her teammates to support them and lift them up as they train and compete. This past season, Grace has stepped up as a leader through both words of wisdom and setting a strong example for her team. I'd like to finish with a story about Grace from this past season that I think helps display why Grace deserves this honor. For those of you that know Grace, you know she loves cross country. For those of you that know the sport of cross country, you know it's hard to find kids who love to run. This year was started just like any other. Grace came in with high expectations and big goals. What we didn't expect is at the peak of the season, she would miss 2 weeks of training. Now, for most kids, this would mean their goals are over, their season's over, but not for Grace. For those 2 weeks, she continued to show up mentally for her teammates, supporting them through practice and through meets. And then when she came back with more drive and determination than she started the season. Because of this, she was able to finish 7th at the sectional meet and qualify for states. I can't begin to explain how proud of Grace I am for how she completed this season and for what she's done over the past few years. This is why tonight we honor not only Grace's achievements, but the person she is, driven, compassionate, and a role model to those around her. Grace, it's with great pride we welcome you as a new member of the National Honor Society.
Hello, my name is Taryn Laska. I am a senior at at Frewsburg Central High School and also a member of National Honor Society. I'm incredibly honored to have been chosen by Tristan Kelsey to introduce him to you all tonight. Tristan is a junior at Frewsburg, as well as a volunteer firefighter. He and I played soccer together this past year, and have participated in numerous music events around the county of Chautauqua. I've known Tristan for a very long time, but really got to know him about a year and a half ago. Being in Honor Society means you embody the 4 pillars that it represents. Throughout my time knowing Tristan, I've seen all of them. Instead of turning this into an hour-long spiel, I'd like to talk about 2 pillars, character and leadership. Character is defined as the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Now obviously, Honor Society likes to see qualities like honesty, kindness, and dedication. Throughout his high school years, I've seen Tristan do all sorts of things to show these qualities. Tristan and I were both a part of the marching band this past year. Throughout that time, Tristan and I became very good friends. As very good friends, we roomed together for our trip to championships in Syracuse. Though I won't name any names, there was a bit of conflict between a few people while we were there. I left my hotel room and went into the hallway, only to see Tristan coming with me. Thankfully, Tristan and I were able to talk this unnamed person down from wanting to fight the other party involved. Watching Tristan speak to this person and demonstrate his kindness and understanding towards other people's problems showed me a lot. During this experience, I was able to see how far Tristan has come, even from his already mature self that I had previously known. In addition to this, I have the privilege of being able to hang out with Tristan a lot. With this extensive time spent together, I've been able to see how he acts in various different situations. He's incredibly kind and caring, and always helps in any way he can, should a problem arise. In addition to his character, Tristan is a great representation of the word leadership. Whether it's marching band, soccer, or life in general, Tristan is always leading. Specifically, during marching band, Tristan was a field captain, which is a very high position of leadership in the band. Almost every day, I found myself able to rely on him when there were too many things I had to do. I could trust him to take a group of kids and help them learn their parts or drill without worrying. As you can all see, Tristan demonstrates the pillars time and time again. Throughout our time spent playing soccer, video games, or playing duets in his garage, he has been an incredible friend. He's one of a small group of people that I believe is a genuinely good person, and I hope everyone here understands that as well. I can't wait to come back next year and see Tristan walk this stage as he graduates and begins the amazing life I know he'll lead. All in all, Tristan's one of the most deserving of this high honor that everyone walking the stage tonight is receiving. Congrats to the gang. Love you.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Cotton. Tonight, it is a privilege and a joy for me to introduce Gavin Kent to National Honor Society. I have the honor of knowing him through 2 meaningful roles, as his school counselor and as one of the varsity track and field coaches. Having the opportunity to see Gavin grow in both the academic and athletic arenas has given me a unique perspective on a remarkable young man that he is. Gavin exemplifies what it means to be a scholar athlete. With an impressive 98 academic average, he demonstrates not only his intelligence, but unwavering consistency and responsibility into his coursework. His dedication to learning sets a powerful example and reflects the academic pillars of National Honor Society with integrity. As a coach, I've watched him with bring that same determination and grit to the track and field. During the 2024 season, he was awarded the Most Improved Field Athlete, a recognition that reflects not only his physical growth, but his willingness to challenge himself, put in the extra time, the hard work, accept feedback, push through obstacles. What makes him exceptional is not just his own improvement, though, is what he pours into other people. He invested into others. He consistently supports the younger athletes, freely sharing the skills and knowledge that he's gained in the field events. He guides them with patience. He offers corrective feedback with a level of tact and sportsmanship that can't be taught. In a sport like track and field, with so many events, it's vital to our program that we have athletes like Gavin that share their skills and their passion, and he does that so well. His leadership reaches far beyond the track. He's taken on numerous leadership roles within our school community and continually seeks out opportunities to grow. He's a junior class co-president, student council member. Last year alone, he attended 2 leadership seminars, Most notably, he was nominated and through an essay competition, he earned his way to a position through the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Conference over, is it 3 days or 2? 2 days? 2 days there. He was able to connect with other like-minded sophomores, build an awareness, confidence, and grow his leadership abilities. These opportunities reflect the trust that our staff has in nominating him to go to programs like that, to grow that leadership potential, and I think he's lived up to that trust in every way. It's a tremendous pride that I want to congratulate Gavin on this induction into National Honor Society. He has earned this honor through his actions, his leadership, and the positive impact that he brings to our school. I'm excited to see what he will continue to accomplish here at Frewsburg and beyond. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Mary Cook, and it's my honor and joy to introduce someone who's held a piece of my heart since the moment she arrived in this world, Ava Krofka. I met Ava on October 1st, 2009, when she was just 12 hours old. From that very first day, I knew that she was special. I've had the privilege of watching her grow for 16 years, watching her learn and change, stumble and triumph, and become the remarkable young woman you see here tonight. Ava has always shined brightly. Even as a toddler, she amazed me with her growing vocabulary. For a period of time, her favorite word was actually, and she used it perfectly every single time. Even then, she had a spark. She was curious and thoughtful, eager to understand the world around her. Ava's heart has always been as big as her mind. No matter where we went, she would make friends instantly. Whether she was chatting with children at the McDonald's playgrounds or forming beach friendships in Ocean City, Maryland when we went on vacation, she reached out with openness and kindness, and by the end of the day, she would be sad to see her new friends walk away, because she always welcomed people into her world so easily. When she first started school, it felt like everyone already knew her. I remember walking through the hallways at RHJ during open house and hearing people say, "Hi, Ava. Hi, Ava," again and again. There were older students and younger students. People have always been drawn to her smile, and her warmth. When Ava entered 7th grade, her confidence blossomed. She found her voice, her passions, and her strength. On the soccer field, she became a fierce and dependable defender. I've loved watching her and the Lady Bears play under the guidance of Coach Stone, Coach Deppis, and Coach Chittister. Her leadership, both on and off the field, has helped her grow in character from steady, committed, and generous. And the fact that she's already been offered a roster spot at Pitt Bradford for 2027 shows how much others believe in her potential too. Ava does not like to sit still for long. When she isn't playing school or travel soccer, she pours energy into indoor or outdoor track. This spring, instead of sports, Ava is stepping into the workforce. She has a spirit that is always reaching, always learning, and always becoming more. Her involvement in extracurriculars tell the same story. Whether it's the yearbook, Students Against Destructive Decisions, Quiz Bowl, or Structural Integrity, or serving as a class officer, Ava doesn't just show up. She contributes, she steps up, and she gives with her whole heart. Academically, Ava is incredibly dedicated. She's made the honor roll throughout middle school and high school, and she's currently taking JCC credit classes. She embraces every challenge placed in front of her. And like her classmates, she's beginning to face big decisions about college and her future. And while those choices can be overwhelming, I have no doubt she will choose the path that leads her to greatness. Outside of school, Ava's kindness continues to shine. She gives up a week each summer to help with Vacation Bible School. She's helped me when Zonda Club of Jamestown has story hour at Prendergast Library, and she's assisted with the Child Advocacy Program's Diamond Dinner and Auction. She rarely says no when she's asked to give someone a hand. Ava's generosity isn't something she performs, it's simply who she is. On a personal note, Ava is the one who gave me the title Mimi, and that is one of the greatest gifts I've ever received. Tonight, standing here and speaking about her, I feel overwhelmed with pride, gratitude, and love. I'm deeply honored that she asked me to introduce her.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Ellen J. Marinowski. I am the commander of the Jamestown Squadron, which is the youth program. It is truly my honor to be here tonight, and I want to begin by offering a big, heartfelt thank you to Amelia Matson Garza for inviting me to speak about her this evening for the Honor Society. I first met Amelia in March of 23, the day she came to sign up for the Jamestown Composite Squadron, NY 402 Civil Air Patrol. She arrived with another young woman from Fruesburg, and I remember how quiet she was. Oh yeah, she was very shy too. Her mother did nearly all the talking, while Amelia stood there politely bearing, saying a word. And now, well, just look at her, what a difference time can make. Those two girls made a pact. They would rank up together and go to encampment together. Well, Amelia kept her promise, and that was the only beginning. From that point on, her progress was nothing short of remarkable. She became a cadet staff sergeant in October 23. She began working towards cadet second lieutenant in October 24, and then she earned the rank of cadet captain in May of 25. She is working towards her lieutenant colonel pretty soon, so that's a great honor. During this time, Amelia didn't just advance, she transformed. She went from a young girl filled with fear and shyness to a strong, confident young lady, one who steps forward and embraces every opportunity. During this time, Amelia didn't just advance, she transformed. She went from, I guess I'm reading it again, sorry about that. She took the role of public affairs officer at the squadron. Then she continued serving at the group level. She completed training in emergency service and attended GSAR, learned color guard, and continued expanding her skills in every direction. And her ambition didn't stop there. She even traveled to Texas to attend the Texas Medical Orientation Training School, gaining valuable experience in the medical field. Because of all this, I want to say something very clearly and proudly. Amelia has undergone one of the most strongest and most impressive transformations in the history of Civil Air Patrol here in Jamestown. She stands today as a leader, confident, capable, and unafraid to step forward. To Amelia's family, thank you very much for supporting her, encouraging her, and trusting her with us for her growth. and everyone here tonight, thank you for celebrating this moment with us and recognizing the hard work and dedication that have brought Amelia to where she is today. Amelia, we are incredibly proud of you. You have shown courage, commitment, and the heart can accomplish. We cannot wait to see where your journey leads you next. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emma Silverberg, and tonight I have the honor of speaking on behalf of an extraordinary young woman, Tegan Nazario. Tegan and I met first a few short years ago when Frewsburg brought back its varsity cheer program. From that very first season, it was clear to me that Tegan was special, not just as an athlete, but as a leader, a teammate, and a remarkable young lady. I remember the first time that I met her. We were at an open gym and everybody decided they were ready to leave. And as I started to pack things up and roll the mats up, Tegan decided that she would stay late with me to help clean up and talk about her cheer experience. It was clear to me in that moment that she had a passion for the sport, just like me. And funny enough, what seemed like such a small moment ended up becoming a big one. I remember writing her name down that night as somebody special, somebody that I was looking for the program. No surprise there, she quickly grew into the role of a captain, not because she sought out the title, but because everyone around her naturally gravitated toward her strength, her calmness, and the example that she sets. So, when she asked me to speak on her behalf tonight, I felt deeply honored. She is the kind of young woman who deserves every bit of recognition that she receives, and she is someone that I'm proud to know. In coaching, we talk a lot about discipline, effort, and commitment. But what Tegan has taught me is that excellence is not measured only in perfect routines or long practices. It's measured in who you are when no one's keeping score. It shows up in 100 small moments, many of which many people will not see. I've seen her laugh through frustration and lift teammates up who needed it more than she did. I've watched her push herself past her own doubts, not for recognition, but because she refuses to settle for anything less than her personal best. I've watched her stay after practice to perfect something that could have easily been brushed off. And I've watched her step into leadership, not with loudness, but with steadiness, compassion, and a calmness that people naturally trust. But just as powerful as her strength is her kindness. Tegan is kind in a way that is genuine, natural, and effortless. She makes people feel like they belong and notices when someone's having a hard day. She brings warmth into a room without even trying, and she never tries to be the center of attention, yet somehow her presence naturally becomes one of the strongest things in the room. Her intelligence and creativity shine just as brightly. She thinks in ways that make you stop and appreciate a different perspective. She asks thoughtful questions and draws connections that others might miss. And she approaches challenges with a curiosity that makes even difficult moments feel like an opportunity. But one of my favorite things about Tegan is that she is extremely genuine and never afraid to have fun. She brings joy to our practices, even the chaotic ones. And her laughter, energy, and the way she quietly builds connections with those around her have shaped our team in more ways than she may ever realize. She reminds me that excellence doesn't have to feel heavy, can be joyful and shared and lift others up. She has given my program not just leadership, but love. And at the very core of who she is lies her integrity. She does the right thing when no one's watching and shows up when it matters. She treats people with a level of respect that reflects her upbringing, her values, and her heart. She leads not by telling others what to do, but by showing them how it's done. She carries herself with a maturity and grace that I wish I had at her age. She's thoughtful, respectful, humble, and true to who she is, something I admire the most about her. As a coach, I can proudly say that athletes like Tegan are the reason why I love what I do. She makes the long days worth it, and she makes the challenges lighter. She brings meaning to the work, not because of her talent alone, but because of who she is. She shows up with heart, with honesty, and with an unwavering commitment of being her best self. Athletes like Tegan are truly once in a career. They make you better and remind you why you show up every day. They make the long seasons feel too short, and the hard days feel lighter, and the victories, big or small, meaningful. Tegan, I hope you know how incredibly proud I am of you, not just for being inducted tonight, but for the young woman that you are becoming. Thoughtful, strong, compassionate, and full of potential. You have impacted our team, the school, myself, and everyone around you more than you may know. I have no doubt that whatever you choose to pursue, you will continue to lead with the same heart, grace, and determination you bring day in and day out. Congratulations. You deserve this, every bit of it. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jillian Kurgan, and it is truly a privilege to stand here tonight as we celebrate the hard work, dedication, and character of our newest Honor Society inductees. Tonight is more than just a ceremony. It is a celebration of excellence, commitment, and heart. And there is no student who better embodies those qualities more beautifully than Claire Spielman. I've had the joy of knowing Claire for just over a year through my horseback riding program, and from the first day Claire walked into my barn, she stood out. It wasn't just her passion for horses, which is unmistakable, but it was the way she carried herself. Calm, kind, willing to help, and always eager to learn. Claire's the kind of student who doesn't simply complete a task, she elevates everyone and everything around her. Her academic achievements reflect countless hours of hard work, curiosity, and a genuine love for learning, and those same qualities shine just as brightly in the barn. But what truly sets Claire apart is the way she uses her strengths to lift others. Whether she's encouraging fellow riding students, guiding younger riding students, or stepping in wherever she's needed at a horse show, Claire shows a level of maturity and generosity far beyond her years. It's so clear every single day that she's deeply deserving of the honor of joining this prestigious group of young leaders. Claire's character shines not only in the big moments, but in the small ones as well. The quiet acts of kindness, the steady patience, the willingness to do what's right, even when no one is watching, and even if she thinks I'll be mad at her for crashing farm equipment. I'm glad we worked through those driving skills together. She treats everyone with respect, faces challenges with grace, and leads not for applause, but because it's simply who she is. Congratulations, Claire. I'm so proud of you for this accomplishment, and I'm honored to be a guiding light for you as you transition into the greatness that I know will be your young adulthood.
The principles of the National Honor Society will now be explained to you, the candidates, who are being pledged to its membership. The candle burning before you represents the flaming torch, the eternal light of knowledge that is the emblem of our purpose. The unlighted candles are symbolic of the 4 requirements upon which election to the society is based. 4 of our senior members will each in turn explain the meaning of the 4 principles: scholarship, character, leadership, and service, which are held in the high esteem by this organization. Aubrey Eklund will speak first on the quality of scholarship.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study because they know the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for education ends only with life. Knowledge is one great element acquired through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and the light that illuminates the future. Each candidate has the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each one individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life, and when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be, in reality, what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, and sincerity, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interest of others. The leader has confidence in him or herself and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, and is thus an essential charge to each of our members and to the candidates.
Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of the day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need, without monetary compensation or without recognition, is the quality we seek in our own membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
The ideals of the society have been explained to you. If you desire to assume the responsibility of upholding these standards, you will now be given the privilege of membership. Will you please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me the pledge. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideals, the ideals of my school, and of my life. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school, and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
It is through the National Association of Secondary School Principals that the National Honor Society was founded. Therefore, it is customary for our principal, Mrs. Armella, to speak at this time. Please welcome Mrs. Armella.
Good evening. As we close tonight's ceremony, I want to take a moment to reflect on what it means to be part of the Frewsburg chapter of the National Honor Society. Our chapter was founded in December of 1954, and for more than 70 years, it has represented the very best of Frewsburg. Students who lead with purpose, learn with passion, and serve with heart. Selection to the National Honor Society is truly an honor, not a right. Juniors and seniors are considered only after showing excellence in scholarship, leadership, service, and character, the four pillars that define the organization. To even be eligible, students must maintain a 90% cumulative average and demonstrate conduct that reflects integrity, responsibility, and respect. Tonight, you've joined a long line of students who have worn this honor proudly. Each of you represents what we value most at Frewsburg: hard work, kindness, and the courage to do what's right, even when no one is watching. To our families, thank you for the encouragement, guidance, and quiet sacrifices that made this moment possible. To our advisors and staff, thank you for your mentorship and dedication in shaping these young leaders. And to our new inductees, congratulations. You've earned this honor, and with it comes the responsibility to continue living out these values every day. You make our school stronger, our community better, and our future brighter. We are so proud of you. Congratulations once again, and thank you all for being here to celebrate this incredible achievement.
At this time, we would like to congratulate the new members and their families and thank the presenters who participated in the ceremony.
Each new member will now sign our membership register and will light and carry candles symbolizing the commitment to the ideals of this organization.
Please join us in the community room following the ceremony for a reception honoring the new inductees.